Hi, Tacoma. Welcome to your kindergarten TV classroom. Today is Thursday, December 17th. Boy, do I have something fun planned for us today. But before we get started, let's check in on our zone. How does your body feel? How is your brain feeling? How are your emotions feeling? Last night, my son Oliver, he's 1.5, he's just starting to have really big emotions. And it was time to get out of the bathtub. And he did not want to get out of the bathtub. And he started screaming. What zone do you think he was in? He was saying, no, more peas. No, more peas, Mama. What zone do you think he was in? He was in the red zone. But then I explained to him that we can't sleep in the bathtub because it's not safe, because there's water, and that we could have a bath another day. And I let him pick out a toy he was going to play with in the bath the next time he took a bath. And then he got back to the green zone, and we had a great evening, and then he went to bed. Do you see how getting yourself back to green helps you be able to focus? When our brains get out of control like that, when we're on the feelings thermometer and it's like, whoo, way out of control, we have a hard time thinking. Our thinking brain kind of disappears and our emotion brain takes over. So, where are you today? Why do you feel like you're there? I'm in the green zone today. I'm really excited for our day. I have lots of fun things planned. We're filming some really fun things for later on here at the TV classroom today. And my friend Mabel's ready to go. And my friend Pebble and all of our other learning buddies from our other grade levels are here. And I remembered my timer and I'm feeling good. Shall we get going? Okay. Make sure you have your learning buddy today. And you could have your whiteboard if you want to draw the tens. But have your counters because we are going to play a game today. But before we do that, let's figure out how many do you see? How do you see it? I heard students say they see 6. They see it as, hang on, I got to get my pen, 4 and 2. Or they see it as 3 and 3. There's 6. Great job. How many do you see? How did you know so quickly that it was 7? Oh, because 6 and 1 more is 7. Kiss your brains. That was 7. How many do you see here? What was that, Mabel? You want me to go back to the last one? Okay. You want me to erase the ink? Okay. What'd they do? Did they take any off? No. Did they put any more on? No. They just moved one. So how many is it? It's still 7. If we don't take any off and we don't put any more on, it's the same amount. How many do you see? Ooh, that was good. 5. You're getting really good at subitizing 5. How did you see 5? You might have saw 3 and 2. Okay. Oh, someone just said what I did is I realized there's 2 empty spots here and there's 2 dots down here. And when the top row's full, it's 5. Nice job. How many do you see? 6. 3 and 3 is 6. You are getting so quick at this, kindergartners. Today, we're still learning to find how many more we need to make 10. But we're going to play a game. Are you ready? I'm going to click the link. Let's see if it works. Oh, I got to get rid of this. Let's see. Is it going to... I think it's going to work, friends.
What's wrong, Plory? I was practicing my baking, and I made trays
sad.
with 10 cookies each.
Ooh, but there are cookies missing from every tray. This sounds like a case for Detective Yoop.
Missing
You can
cookies.
solve the case later, Yoop. First, Let's use the Cookietron to get my trays back to 10 cookies. Can you help? How many cookies are there? Move the correct number to the box.
How many cookies do you see? Yes, 9. Build 9 with your counters, please.
Indeed. There are 9 cookies.
We have 9 cookies.
But we want 10. I bet you can help. Add more cookies until we have 10 in all.
How many cookies do we need to add? Why don't you try and add on yours and see if we add the same amount?
10 cookies.
We got to 10.
We started with 9 cookies. How many cookies did you add to make 10?
How many did we add to make 10? Yeah, you can see it right there. It's the brown cookie. We added 1 to make 10.
Yoop, yoop. 9 and 1 make 10. Humans would say 9 plus 1 equals 10.
How many cookies are there? Move the correct number to the box.
Which number should I press? How many cookies do you see? Yes, great. 8 cookies. Make sure you build 8 cookies. I'm going to give you a second to build it. Build 8.
Well done. There are 8 cookies.
We have 8 cookies.
But we want 10. Add more cookies until we have 10 in all.
Ooh. Can you add more cookies to yours till you get 10? How many did you add? Maybe what do you think? How many do you think we should add? You think 2? Okay.
9, 10 cookies.
It was 2.
We started with 8 cookies. How many cookies did you add to make 10?
Pebble, how many did we add to make 10? We put 2 more because 8 and 2 makes 10.
Woohoo! 8 and 2 make 10. Humans would say 8 plus 2 equals 10. Oh, a clue! Cookie crumbs. Time to solve the case of the missing cookies.
Not yet, Detective Yoop. There are still more trays with missing cookies. We have 5 cookies. How many cookies do we need to add to make 10?
Can you build it for me? Build 5. How many more do you need to make 10? We start at 5, 6, 7. Are you building? 8, 9, 10. How many more cookies did we add? 5. 5 and 5 make 10. Does that sound reasonable? Okay, let's check.
Fired up. 5 and 5 are number partners for 10.
I have 4 cookies. How many cookies do we need to add to make 10?
What do you think? Did you build your 4? Build your 4. And then count on. 5, and stop when you get to 10. So say 4. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many did we count on? 6.
Zowie! 4 and 6 are number partners for 10.
Six cookies. How many more to make 10?
Wait a minute. We just did 4 and 6 made 10. So if we have 6, how many more make 10? It's one of those switch partners. 6 and... Yes, 4 make 10.
Good thinking. 6 and 4 are number partners for 10.
Three cookies. How many more to make 10?
What are we going to do? You have 3 built? Okay, let's count on. Stop when we get to 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many? 7. Is there a 7 there that we can touch? Okay.
Good going.
We did it.
3 and 7 are number partners for 10.
Seven cookies. How many more to make 10?
Can we use what we know about switch partners? If 3 and 7 made 10, then 7 and... 3 make 10.
Nailed it. 7 and 3 are number partners for 10.
Ooh.
Two cookies. How many more to make 10?
I want you to try this one on your own. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Ready? Go. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 and 8 make 10. Check your work.
Awesome! 2 and 8 are number partners for 10.
One cookie. How many more to make 10?
If I only have 1 cookie, I need the rest. Do you remember earlier when we started, we had 9 and 1 for our very first one? If we know that 9 and 1 makes 10, then 1 and 9 makes 10. Shall we try it?
I knew you could do it.
Nice job.
1 and 9 are number partners for 10. Excellent. Now each tray has 10 cookies. So, Detective Yoop, did you solve the case of the missing cookies?
It looks like Snargate the cookies.
Dun dun dun!
Yeah, it's practice time.
Collect all 3 stars to finish the practice round.
Okay.
Let's practice making 10. We have 8 cookies. How many more cookies make 10?
How many more cookies, kindergartners? 8, 9, 10. 2 more cookies.
Fired up! 8 and 2 are number partners for 10.
We know this
Now
one.
we have 5 cookies. How many more cookies make 10?
Hold up your hand. 5 and 5 make 10. That's the easy one.
Yoop yoop. 5 and 5 are number partners for 10.
Now we have 6 cookies. How many more cookies make 10?
What do you think? What's the answer? How many more make 10? If you're not sure, build it. It's 4.
Well done. 6 and 4 are number partners for 10.
Yes.
Don't give up, Yoop. Take your time and try again.
Let's get the next coin.
Play build that number. Find 2 cards that make 10.
Which ones make 10? Mabel, which ones do you think make 10? I see a 5 and a 5. Yes. Okay. The one up here is 6 and 4. Does that make 10? 6 and 4? 6 and 4.
Yoop, yoop. You have 2 different pairs that make 10.
Yes.
Round 2 coming up.
It's harder now.
Find
Okay.
pairs of cards that make 10.
Pebble, what? You see one already? Which one? 9 and 1? Okay, Mabel, do you see one? 8 and 2? Kindergartners, do you see the last one at home? 5 and 5 make 10?
Nailed it. You have 3 different pairs that make 10.
Here's the final round for this game.
This is going to be our last one.
Find 2 cards that make 10.
I see one. 8 and 2 make 10. Do you see one, Mabel? 3 and 7 make 10. You say it. Kindergartners, do you see one? 1 and 9 make 10. Very good. Pebble, do you see the last one? 6 and 4 make 10.
Awesome. You have 4 different pairs that make 10.
All right, friends. So that was fun. We might do it again another time. Let's check our learning for today. Did we build the part we know? Did we count on to find out the part we didn't know? And did we tell both parts that made 10? Blank and blank make 10. And as our little robot friends told us, as like the humans say, 8 plus 2 equals 10. We say it both ways because it helps us understand the meaning of the numbers. Now, we don't have any homework today because we played a game. Lucky you. Now, I will say though, I would encourage you to play a game of Make 10. You could get a bunch of different cards and play Memory Make 10. You could do the cup and counter game. You could have your parents quiz you. You could cut out pieces of paper and put it on a cookie tray and pretend to do the cookies and figure out how many more make 10. There's lots of ways you could play and practice making 10. So I want you to do that today as your homework, okay? I love play for homework. That's the best. Now, before you are done with your break, you need to make sure that you have your whiteboard and marker in your Learning Buddy for your time with Miss Oslin today. Okay, kindergartners, awesome job. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Rules. 1. You have 10 seconds to pick your crewmate. 2. A new timer will appear with an exercise for the crewmate you picked. 3. You will get 10 points for each correct crewmate and exercise you choose. 4. If you pick the imposter, you will lose all your points. 5. See how many points you can get. Good luck.
Who the heck are you? What are you talking about? I'm Santa Claus. No, you're not. Who the heck are you? What are you talking about? I'm Santa Claus. No, you're not. Who the heck are you? What are you talking about? I'm Santa Claus. No, you're not. Who the heck are you? What are you talking about? I'm Santa Claus. No, you're not. are you? What are you talking about? I'm Santa Claus. No, you're not.
Hi, kindergartners. Welcome back from your break. I hope you had a chance to gather your materials because we will need your whiteboard and marker and your learning buddy today for literacy with Mrs. Oslin. I'm glad you're here. Today and every day, your job is to listen, share, and read, and write, and think, and speak. You'll remember we practice active listening posture so that people know that we're actually paying attention. And this looks like, say this with me, eyes watching, ears listening, voice quiet, body still. And even though you're showing active listening posture, your brain might be distracted thinking about something else. And if that's the case for you, then you can just give yourself a gentle reminder. Focus, self. Focus. Now, are you ready to warm up your brains and remind yourself of all of the letters that we've learned so far? You're going to remember that you need to keep your eyes on the chart so that your brain makes that connection between what your eyes see and what the letter is called. And when you know the letter name, that can sometimes give you a hint for what the letter sound is when you're reading and writing. Mr. Kevin had his voice all warmed up and he's ready to sing with us. Me. Here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with us? Doesn't rhyme, but it's more fun and inclusive.
I remembered that time.
You did. Good job, Mr. Kevin. Kiss your brain. All right, kindergartners, today we are learning to own more letters. You've learned so many. Does your brain have room in it for more? It does. So here we go. You'll remember when we learn a letter and we own it, which means we know it in a snap. We can name it, we can sound it, we can write it, and we can use it in our reading and our writing. The first thing we do is we name the letter. This is the letter E. Name this letter. E. This is a lowercase e. Name this letter. E. Ready for the next letter? We're learning 2 today. This is the letter Z. Name this letter. Z. This is a lowercase z. Name this letter. Z. We named the letters E and Z.
That was easy.
Oh, Mr. Kevin says that was easy. Do you see what he did there? The next thing we do when we own a letter is we sound it. When you see an E in your book, it's probably going to make the sound. E is a vowel, which means it also says the long sound, which is its own name, E. So when we sound the letter E, we say and E. Sound the letter E with me. And E. Ooh, Z is kind of a fun one for me because it's in my name. Z says Z. Sound the letter Z. Z. Now we get to practice writing it. You will need your whiteboard and marker for this. When we use a whiteboard marker, we take the cap off and plug it into the bottom so that we don't lose our cap. So that when we're all done, we can put the cap back on and our marker doesn't dry out. Now, I'm going to teach you the letter formation pathways that we say to help our brain remember how to write these letters. Practice saying them with me. For a capital E, it's a letter that is tall. So we say pens up, line down, back up, little line out, and out, and out. This is a capital E. E says and E says E. Now, a lowercase e can be kind of tricky. But you know what I know about you? You can do hard things. Say, I can do hard things. I can do hard things. Take a deep breath. Here we go. A lowercase e is a letter that is small. When you do a lowercase e, when we see lined paper, when we have small letters, we often start at our middle dotted or belt line. Our lowercase e is a little bit different. We're going to start right between the two lines and we say little line out, bump back around, and stop. Let's practice that one more time because like I said, E can be tricky, but we can do hard things. Here we go. Remember to start right in the middle, little line out, bump around, and stop. Excellent job, kindergartners. We are practicing writing a capital E and a lowercase e, and we know that E says and E says E. Now let's practice our other letter, Z. What's this letter? Z. Z says Z. Here we go. Capital Z is a letter that is tall. So pens up, little line out, slanted line down, little line out. One thing that has helped kindergartners in the past is that I know that you learned how to write the number 7 with Mrs. Wally, and a Z starts as a 7, and then you just do a little line out. If that helps you, use that to make sure that your Z is facing the correct way. A lowercase z has the same shape, but it's a letter that is small. So we say pens out. Say and do this with me. Little line out, slanted line down, little line out. Capital Z, lowercase z. Z says Z. Now, using the letters E and Z. E says like an egg and elbow. When you are reading and writing today and you see an E, you can think about that it makes the sound, like egg and elbow. When you are reading and writing today and you see a Z, you know it's going to make the Z sound, like zipper and zoo. When you are writing today, maybe you want to write about a time when your zipper got stuck on your winter coat and you got really frustrated. You can write Z for zipper. Zipper. In fact, I hear a lot of sounds in the word zipper that we already know. This wasn't part of my plan, but let's see what we can do about writing the word zipper.
Ooh.
You ready? They're ready for it. Say zipper. Zipper. Now, get your arm out and we're going to stretch out. That means say the word zipper really slowly and listen for all the sounds. Here we go. Zip. Zipper. Did you know you knew all the sounds in zipper? Okay, let's do this. Beginning sound. Z. That's Z. Little line out, slanted line down, little line out. Z. I. Line down, float a dot above. Z. P. Line down below and keep going. Up, bump around. Z. That's an R. Pens out, line down, back up, small turn, and stop. You have just written the word zipper. Let's also practice clapping the syllables in the word zipper. Are you ready? Zipper. 2 syllables. You wrote a word with 2 syllables. Did you know you could do that? Kiss your brains. All right. We are learning to own more letters. We learned the letters E and the letter Z. We can name it, we can sound it, we can write it, and then we just practiced using them. You wrote the word zipper using a whole bunch of letter sounds that you have already learned. That is an example of what you can do when you go off to do your independent work today. Writing. You can write words now. Do it. Now let's practice all the letters that we've learned so far so that they're fresh in your brain when I send you off to do your independent work today. Here we go. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Pens up. Slanted line down. Slanted line down. Little line connecting. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Pens out. Bump back around. Line up. Line back down. You just wrote the letter capital A and a lowercase a. Next letter, erase. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Pens up. Line down. Back up. Bump around. Bump around. Lowercase b. Sound the lowercase b. B. Good. Pens up. Long line down. Back up a scooch. Bump around on the front like a b. Belly. Good. Erase. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Pens up. Line down. Back up. Big bump around. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Bump back around and stop. Line up. Back down. Ooh, it's our new one. Erase your D. Name this letter. E. Sound this letter. E and E. Let's write this letter. Pens up. Line down. Line out. And out. And out. Lowercase e. Are you ready? In the middle. Little line out. Bump around and stop. Excellent job writing your new letter E. Erase. Next letter. Name this letter. F. Sound this letter. F. Let's write this letter. Pens up. line down, back up, little line out, and out. Name this letter F. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Hook from the top and line down, little line across. Erase. Name this letter I. Sound this letter. I and I. Let's write this letter. Pens up, line down, line across the top, line across the bottom. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Pens out, line down, float a dot above. Remember, we used I and the I sound when we wrote the word zipper. Zipper. Erase. Next letter. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Pens up, line down and hook up, line across the top. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Pens up, or pens out, excuse me. Line down below and hook up. Float a dot above. Erase. Next letter. Ooh, remember we learned K for Kevin. Pens up, line down, up and over a scooch, slanted line in, slanted line out. Lowercase k, pens up, line down, up and over a scooch, halfway up, slanted line in, slanted line down. Erase. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Pens up, line down, little line out. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Pens up, line down. Erase. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Pens up, line down, back up, slanted line down, slanted line up, line down. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Pens out, line down, back up, bump around, and down. M says Erase. Next letter. Name this letter. N. Sound this letter. N. Let's write this letter. It's a letter that's tall, so pens up, line down, back up, slanted line down, line up. Name this letter. N. Sound this letter. N. Let's write this letter. Pens out, line down, back up, bump around, and down. Name this letter. Sound this letter. We used the P sound when we wrote the word zipper. Here we go. Pens up, line down, back up, bump around. This is the lowercase p, so pens out, line down below, back up, bump around. Erase. Next letter. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Here we go. Let's write this letter. Pens up, line down, back up, bump around, slanted line down. Name this letter. Sound this letter. We practiced writing this letter when we wrote the word zipper because it has R at the end. Pens out, line down, back up, tiny turn, and stop. Erase. Next letter. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Pens up, bump around the other way, stop. Name this letter, sound this letter, let's write this letter, pens out, bump around, slide down, bump around the other way, stop. Capital S is a letter that is tall. Lowercase s is a letter that is small. Erase. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Pens up. Line down. Line across the top. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write T. Pens up. Line down. Little line across. Next letter. Gosh, we have learned so many letters. Whew. Here we go. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Pens up. Slanted line down. Slanted line up. Name this letter. Sound this letter. Let's write this letter. Pens out. Slanted line down. Slanted line up. V says V. Erase. Next letter. Woo! This is one of our new ones too. X. X says X. Good. Pens up. Slanted line down. Slanted line down. It's a fun one to write. Lowercase x has the same shape. It's just a letter that is small. Pens out. Slanted line down. Slanted line down. You'll remember X is the only letter when we're learning our letters that we talk about words that have X at the end instead of at the beginning, because there aren't many words that have X at the beginning. So we use examples like box and fox. Say box, fox. Box and fox rhyme because they have the same middle and ending sound. They both have ox. Erase. Oop, our new one. This is the letter Z. Sound this letter. Z. Good. Pens up. Little line out. Slanted line down. Little line out. Lowercase z has the same shape. It's just a letter that is small. So we say pens out, little line out, slanted line down, little line out. Whew! So many letters. Kindergartners, put the cap on your marker so it clicks shut. Erase your board. Now, your independent work. That is work that I do want you to do when you're done watching this. You're not done. You have to go work independently to continue to grow your brain. Is you're going to read to yourself. Find books or texts that you can read. Look at the pictures and say what's in the pictures and listen for sounds that we know. Look at the words and find letters that you know. Practice touching under each letter and say its sound. Blend those sounds together to read words. You know enough letter sounds now that you can start doing that by yourself. You're also going to practice writing. Say words that you want to write. Stretch them out just like we did with zipper and write all the sounds that you hear in your writing. And then you can send that writing to your teacher, or you can send it to us here at TV Classroom. Now here's your reminder. Monday, January 21st to Friday, January 2nd, there is no school. Your teacher's on a break, your TV teachers are on a break, and you are gonna be on a break. Tomorrow, Mrs. Wally and I are gonna have a special episode giving you ideas of things that you can do to make sure that your mind and your body and your soul stay connected and balanced while our schedule is going to be different the next 2 weeks, because that can be hard. When we come back on Wednesday, January 6th, Quabi and Simon from the Peace Bus will be here with us. They're going to talk to us about peace and friendship. They're going to sing, tell stories. It's wonderful. You're not going to want to miss it. Then the following week, on Wednesday, January 13th, Tawana Nobles will be here. She's the president and CEO of the Tacoma Urban League, and she's also a director of the University Place School Board, and she is a Washington State Senator-elect, just elected. So we'll learn from her. Now, it's time for your affirmation. This is the time when we get to say positive things about ourselves to build ourselves up, ready to face new challenges. Now, your affirmation today is I am kind, because you are. And you're going to remember that when you go off today to your independent work, interacting with your friends or your family or your teacher in your class. I am kind. Say it with me. I am kind. Thank you so much, kindergartners, for learning some new letters with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow in our TV classroom. Bye.
Hey kids, we want to see your work. Just send your pictures and your stories to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.